Hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you today about digestion. There are so many digestion issues. I'm not sure I'll be able to cover everything, but I feel like it's a huge problem for many people, including myself, and this is why I've been doing the carnivore diet to try to solve some of my own digestive issues. So I know people that have like colitis, diverticulitis, IBS. There's lots of people now that are suffering from various digestive, like serious digestive problems such as Crohn's disease and SIBO, which is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. I suspect myself that I have IBS. I've never really been diagnosed with it. It's just something that I've put up with over the years. So with these types of disorders, even if you're not diagnosed, many people are suffering from like bloating and gas and constipation and diarrhea, heartburn, acid reflux, and pain. A lot of people are suffering with digestive pain and upset on a daily basis. So some of the reasons that we have so many digestive issues these days is from environmental factors such as pesticides. There is Roundup sprayed on so many of our vegetables, and those break down the stomach lining. They're truly not good for us at all, as you can imagine. A lot of us have food sensitivities that we're maybe not aware of. Some people have like lactose intolerance, and that's pretty obvious. You drink milk and you're unable to digest the lactose. So basically it'll go right through you. You have diarrhea and pain and cramping. So sometimes food sensitivities are pretty obvious to us, but other times they're not. And many people are sensitive to things like eggs and gluten and nuts, and they're just not aware that they have that sensitivity. And maybe you eat it with a meal with other things and you aren't sure what in the meal caused your stomach upset. So food sensitivities, pesticides. Another big one is antibiotics. Antibiotics also destroy the gut flora, the natural microbiome. So it's important if you're on antibiotics to take a probiotic while you're taking the antibiotic, or have some probiotic and prebiotic rich foods, so sauerkraut, yogurt, kimchi, kombucha, those types of things can help. There's also additives, so many additives. If you eat a lot of processed food, the additives in the food just aren't broken down properly by our digestion. Same with artificial sweeteners, especially aspartame has been shown to be very harmful to the gut. Aspartame, if you're not aware, is found in sodas like Diet Coke and other diet sodas, as well as chewing gum, things like that. And our stomachs, our digestion also has a hard time breaking down raw vegetables and seeds and beans. So there's just some things in our diet that are non-digestible, and those can also cause pain. So what can we do? So first of all, if you're really suffering, you probably want to go and see your doctor if you're in a lot of pain and have these major conditions ruled out. You may want to have some allergy testing done to see what food you may be sensitive, because simply cutting out a food that you're sensitive to may resolve all your issues. Like say you're allergic to egg whites and you just didn't know, and you're eating egg whites every day. Just cutting them out, after a couple of weeks, you may notice that all your issues have been resolved. So seeing your doctor might be a good first step, just to rule out some major problems. But after that, if you want to keep a food diary and start eliminating things, that's also a way that you can try to figure out what may be causing your problem. So you want to cut out a food group and keep a food diary and keep track of your symptoms and how you're feeling. So let's say you cut out dairy for a couple of weeks. You're just going to take note of whether you're still having any digestive issues. And if not, after a couple of weeks, you're not having any digestive issues that you were having before, then you can be pretty sure that dairy is your issue. And then you can try adding certain dairy items back in. A lot of people don't have as much problem with hard cheese, like Parmesan cheese, as they do with like softer cheeses and milk. So you can experiment after you've done it for a couple of weeks and start adding things back to see. And so like I said, eggs, dairy, gluten, and nuts are inflammatory causing foods that are quite common for most people. It could be other things. So there's people are allergic to seafood, strawberries, tomatoes, all kinds of different food allergies and sensitivities. All right, so after you've done that, and if that doesn't help, you've tried the food diary and removed different things and you're still having issues, you may want to try to take some digestive enzymes. So I currently have this one. These are digestive enzymes that help break down the sugars from carbohydrates. And also lactase, which is the sugar found in dairy, and it'll help break down proteins as well, although proteins are mostly broken down by stomach acid. Stomach acid is another thing to talk about. So often people have low stomach acid and they don't realize. I suspect that's the case for myself. I used to have acid reflux and took lots of Tums and prescription medication for heartburn, and that can actually decrease the amount of stomach acid that we have. So acid reflux can be caused from low stomach acid, as odd as that may sound, because you think of acid reflux, the acid coming up, you feel like maybe you have too much acid, but it's actually the opposite problem, that it's just not working as well to break down the food and some of it's coming up. So something you can try is HCL tablets. So these are Betaine HCL, and it's recommended to take this with pepsin. So if you want more information, you can email me at lowcarbgrandma@gmail.com if you want more information about that, or Google it on the internet to find out. But basically you're going to take one in the middle of a meal. So start eating your meal and take one and then complete your meal and see if that improves your digestion. If you don't notice it helps, then you may next time take 2. And you're going to keep increasing the dose until you find the proper dose for you. If you get a burning sensation in your stomach, that means that that dose is too high and you want to go back down 1. But basically you can find all that information on the internet, as I did. So low stomach acid can cause a variety of problems, from acid reflux to bloating to constipation, malabsorption of your food, so low energy. It just can cause a host of problems. So yes, low stomach acid. All right. So other things that we can do, so choose organic vegetables and wash very well all your vegetables. Try to avoid pesticides. Some people really have a hard time digesting raw vegetables, so cooking your vegetables might be helpful. Vegetables also contain a lot of plant toxins that some people just can't tolerate. So if you really are having issues, you may want to consider removing vegetables from your diet for a period of time, just to see, do an elimination diet and see if that helps at all. I know for myself, I can't do a lot of fiber. It actually does not help with constipation. It creates it or makes it worse for me. So other things, minimize the amount of processed foods that we're eating. Go for a more whole foods diet. As far as sugar and artificial sweeteners, try to avoid them as much as possible. Go for more natural like honey or stevia, and avoid sugar alcohols. Those are found in gum, and you can buy them to do like low carb baking and stuff. But a lot of people find sugar alcohols cause bloating and digestive upset, and sometimes diarrhea as well. All right, and if constipation is an issue for you, you can try taking magnesium citrate at bedtime. So this is the one I use. I take it every night. Magnesium helps promote sleep. It helps with muscle cramps, but it also will help you go to the washroom in the morning. So you can start out with a dose of 1 or 2 capsules, and then work your way up until you find the right dose for you. A lot of this is trial and error. The digestive system is pretty complicated, and what works for one person may not work for the next. Apple cider vinegar is also something that you can try for digestion. Put about a teaspoon in a small glass of water and drink that right before your meal. That can help as well. And avoid carbonated drinks. That can cause a lot of bloating and gas for some people. And hydrate more, so drinking lots of water during the day, and drink your water between your meals, not with your meals. So if you have low stomach acid, you don't want to be diluting your stomach even more. So drink lots of water between your meals and not right after you've eaten or right before. And then there's probiotics. I'm kind of iffy on probiotics. They've never really worked for me. Studies that I've looked at have shown that it increases your good microflora, your microbiome while you're taking them, but then it doesn't kind of last. So part of me feels like probiotics may be a waste of money. I'm all about having sauerkraut and kombucha and kimchi, things like that are like fermented vegetables. I think that's probably a better way to spend your money. And if you are going the probiotic route, then you may want to see a naturopath or somebody that really understands what type of probiotics would be best for you. All right, so I've gone through a whole lot of things there. But basically, you're going to need to experiment and find out what really works for you or doesn't work for you when it comes to food and your digestion. So I wish you all the best. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or contact me on Facebook. You can find my Facebook page at Low Carb Grandma, and the same on Instagram. All right, so have a great day, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.